YouTube, this is your sewing teacher Cece. So if you want to fancy up your table, placemats. Of course, you really can't see how pretty these are. So I have basically the same placemat, but I finished it in 2 different ways. This is without a border, just basic. And then this one has a border, which is the backing basically being cut oversized and then folded over. I also made them so that each pair, because these have a matching pair, well, not matching, because one side is on the left for the fancy pattern and the other side is on the right. So I loved this project. It's a very quick thing. It makes a wonderful gift for a housewarming project, or if you're just going to somebody's house and you want to kind of spice up their table for the holidays. I don't know about you, but I didn't realize for this palette until I assembled it that I was like, does this not just scream it's turkey time? Like, is it just me? Like, I was sitting there just going, turkey time. No. Be nice to the mama. Jarvis, be nice to the mama. Okay. You would have seen in my casserole video how much Jarvis just loves me. I won't say I don't love him back, it's just he loves me. So this is the last of this November series that's going to be before Thanksgiving. This is the one that it's very simple, so you can do it last minute, and it just spices things up and it's really fun. So I had a lot of fun making this. I hope you do too. This is going to be a repeating clip for all 4 of the November videos. Tools. Big thing to have is a rotary cutter, a cutting mat, and a ruler. This will help make straight lines easy. It will help make all of your square, rectangular, long pieces so much easier to cut. So, these are actually the same ones from the library because familiarity. When you use a rotary cutter, it does have a blade. This is the guard up. This is the guard down. Do not ever put this down with the guard down. So, always have the guard up. Do not ever put your fingers in the way of this. It is sharp. It is basically like a super fancy pizza cutter, except for fabric. So, I can cut through many layers of fabric with this as long as it's sharp. When it gets dull, you can either, it will probably get dull in spots, and you can either replace the blade or there are sharpeners for specific blade sizes. Highly recommend if you are going to do this to invest in a set of these. I think this was anywhere between $11 to $20 for this set on Amazon. So when these strips of fabric are sewn together, it will better match this. And basically, this is how it will look. You'll have this strips of fabric on one side, this solid piece for the other. Like, this is where your cutlery is supposed to go. This is like where your plate's supposed to go. I purposely chose to make this a dark color because if food falls off, I would rather it not obviously stain. And then for the back piece, it's one solid piece, and I chose the solid red. Because it's the back piece. It's going to be reversible when I'm done. It's just I wanted it to look as nice as possible before that happened. And so for placemats, you can make as many in a set. This should make 4 cutlery pieces for the measurement that I did, which is 2.5 by 25 for all of these. This, I believe, is 14 by 15 or 16, and then the back piece is 16 by 22. So whatever width this is, the back piece is the same. Also, I am not doing a border on this. I'm one of those people where, like, this is enough for, and very small enough that I feel like a top stitch will make everything hold together with the batting. If not, I can still hand stitch it and it's still going to look good. So that's kind of my caveat for how I would do this. If you choose not to do that way, that's totally up to you. So the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and sew all these strips together. So this is the placemats stripes. So I have it so that the seams are all matched up on one side, and then the excess, because I didn't exactly cut 25 inches for most of them, I just kind of did over 25 just in case. And then I press the seams. So when you press the seams, press them all in one direction. Oh, did you misbehave? I will iron that in a second. But then the next thing you're going to do is cut these into 6-inch strips this way. I highly recommend a rotary cutter for this because it just makes straight lines so much easier. So I'm going to go ahead and cut these into strips. So for the next step, I only have one fabric that is not omnidirectional like the rest, which is this sunflower one. So I actually made some where the strips are supposed to go on the left side and some that it goes on the right. And apparently I sewed both of these on the left. Okay. I haven't sewn two of them, thank goodness. The reason for this is because of the fact that I have right-handed and left-handed people in my house. Or at my mom's house. In my family, how about that? So these I'm going to sew so that they are on the right side. Because I figure, like, because your cutlery can go on either side of your plate, because in formal it's supposed to be fork on the left, spoon and butter knife on the right. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just do it on either side, just so it has some, like, diversity and just so it looks pretty. So this one's definitely pinned right. This one just needs to be rotated. Okay. So you just sew this seam and then press it open, like on those two, and then the top is done. So, the batting is already pinned to the front. I'm going to stay stitch around the border, and I'm also going to stay stitch right here so that it stays more in place, but I don't feel the need. Oh, what, are we grumpy? Are we a Ranger Grumpy Pants? Oh, no, you're defending the kitten from my pins. Thank you. You were such a good boy. I'm going to give you a treat in a second. You were such a good boy. Because he defended the kitten from my pin bowl. Good boy. Anyway. So, I am going to go ahead and Sam, feel free, because that's, audio, to just cut that out. So I'm going to, stay stitch right here, as well as do the border. The reason for this is so that the backing, or when I sew on the backing, the batting isn't going to have a tendency to slip. I do not feel a need to really do much to make the 3 layers stay in place because this is a placemat. However, the other thing I would do, had I thought about it, was use fusible interfacing. Fusible interfacing would have just completely eliminated any need whatsoever to really connect the pieces because of how small this project is. I would never have to worry about it needing that connective portion. I stay stitched and then trimmed the batting. Pardon, we have roofers. And then I'm going to fold this over in a very narrow hem and pin it in place, making sure that it is folded double and pinned with the corners being mitered a little bit, and then I'm just going to stitch it all the way down, all the way around. And then that way, my placemat is done. Hi, and if you like videos like this, please like, comment, and subscribe, especially if you want to see more of the cute naughty kitten.